I didn't mean to.
I woke up with blood on my hands and a murder I don't remember committing. The whole town says I confessed, but I never did. The only proof? A recording in my own voice. But here's the truth no one knows. That voice isn't mine. And the real killer? She's the only person I ever trusted. My sister. The first thing I noticed wasn't the blood. It was the silence. Our town, Red Hollow, never slept this quietly. Even at dawn, there were always dogs barking, trucks groaning, someone yelling across a yard. But that morning, it felt like the world had been paused just for me. Then I looked down. My hands were shaking, sticky, dark red. I didn't scream. I couldn't. My voice felt like it had been erased along with everything else. Don't move. The voice came from behind me, sharp, trained, and already certain of my guilt. I turned slowly. Sheriff Dalton stood in the doorway, his gun not quite pointed at me, but close enough. His face wasn't surprised. It was disappointed. At my feet lay Dr. Evan Hale, dead. They said I killed him sometime after midnight. They said I stabbed him 3 times with a surgical blade taken from his own clinic. They said there was no sign of forced entry. And worst of all, they said I confessed. I didn't, I told them for the 100th time, my voice raw from repeating it. I don't remember anything after my session. Detective Rourke leaned back in his chair, studying me like I was a puzzle missing only one obvious piece. You don't remember, he repeated calmly. But your voice does. He pressed play. The room filled with my voice, flat, calm, certain. I killed Dr. Hale because he deserved it. He made me remember things I didn't want to remember. I froze. That was my voice, every inflection, every breath. But it wasn't me. That's edited, I whispered. Rourke shook his head. Forensics says otherwise. Then your forensics are wrong. He leaned forward. Or you are. Red Hollow isn't the kind of place where people wait for trials. By the next morning, everyone already believed I was guilty. Mrs. Klein crossed the street when she saw me being escorted into the holding cell. The cashier at Miller's refused to meet my eyes. Even my younger sister, Lily, didn't visit. That hurt more than anything. Lily and I had only each other since our parents died 5 years ago. She used to sit on my bed during thunderstorms, pretending she wasn't scared. Now she wouldn't even look at me. Dr. Hale had been my psychiatrist for 6 months. After the accident. That's what everyone called it, the accident. But I never remembered it clearly. Just flashes. Rain, headlights, a scream, and Lily crying in the passenger seat. Dr. Hale said trauma could block memories. Your mind protects you, he would say gently, but sometimes the truth needs to be uncovered. That's what our sessions were about. Uncovering, digging, forcing memories back to the surface. But every time we got close, something felt wrong, like the memories didn't belong to me. 3 days before the murder, Dr. Hale changed. He stopped asking questions, started telling me things instead. You were driving too fast, he said during our last session. I don't remember that, I said. You will, he replied. His smile didn't reach his eyes. In the holding cell, I replayed the recording in my head over and over. The pauses, the tone. It sounded constructed, too perfect, like someone had built a version of me and made it speak. That's when something clicked. Dr. Hale recorded every session, every single one. I need to see his files, I told my court-appointed lawyer, a tired woman named Green who looked like she'd already lost this case. That's not how it works, Mara, she said. It is if those files can prove I'm innocent. She hesitated. Please, I whispered. I don't have anything else. 2 nights later, she came back. We got limited access, but only supervised. That was enough. Dr. Hale's clinic still smelled like antiseptic and something faintly metallic. I tried not to look at the spot where he died. Instead, I focused on the file cabinet, rows of neatly labeled folders, names I recognized, people from town, every single one marked with the same phrase, memory correction session. That's not standard, Green muttered. No, I said slowly, it's not. I found my file, thick, too thick. Inside were transcripts, audio logs, notes, and something else. Versions of the same memory. In one, I was the driver. In another, Lily was. In a third, there was no accident at all. My stomach twisted. He wasn't recovering memories, I whispered. He was rewriting them. Then I saw it, at the very back, a file labeled Lily Carter, my sister. My hands trembled as I opened it. Inside was a single note, final subject, high resistance, proceed with full overwrite. What does that mean? Green asked. I didn't answer because I already knew. The memory hit me like a punch, not the one Dr. Hale gave me, the real one. Rain against the windshield, Lily gripping the wheel. Slow down, I shouted. I am slowing down, she snapped. But she wasn't. The car skidded, headlights exploded towards us, and then darkness. I wasn't driving, I said out loud. Green looked at me. What? It was Lily. Everything fell into place. Dr. Hale hadn't been helping us. He'd been covering something up, changing our memories, making me believe I was responsible. Why? I flipped through Lily's file again, and there it was, a receipt, signed, paid in full. Someone paid him, I said. Who? I didn't answer, because I already knew that too. The trial lasted less than a week. The prosecution had everything, the body, the weapon, the recording. My lack of memory only made me look more guilty. The town watched like it was a show, waiting for the ending they already believed in. Then Lily showed up. For the first time, she sat in the front row, hands folded in her lap, eyes fixed on me. There was something cold in them, something I'd never seen before. That night, back in my cell, I finally understood. She wasn't avoiding me. She was watching me, waiting. Get me the recording again, I told Green the next morning. She frowned. Why? Because I know what's wrong with it. In court, they played it one last time. My voice echoed through the room, confessing, admitting, ending my own life. But this time, I listened differently, not to the words, to the silence, the gaps between them. Pause it, I said suddenly. The judge frowned. On what grounds? Just pause it. Reluctantly, they did. Zoom in on the waveform, I pointed. The technician hesitated, then complied. The room leaned forward. See that? I pointed. Those cuts, those aren't natural pauses. Rourke stood. That proves nothing. It proves it was edited, I said, and I know who did it. Silence. I turned slowly and looked straight at Lily. Her expression didn't change, not at first. Then, slowly, she smiled. I didn't mean to kill him, she said softly. The courtroom erupted. The judge slammed his gavel, but Lily kept talking. He was going to tell, she said. He said the treatments were illegal, that he'd manipulated both of us. Her eyes locked onto mine. I couldn't let that happen. The truth unraveled quickly after that. Lily had been the one driving that night. She'd paid Dr. Hale to fix our memories, to make me believe I was responsible. But when he tried to back out, she killed him and used his own recordings to frame me. As they took her away, she didn't look scared. She looked relieved. "I'm sorry," she whispered as she passed me. I didn't respond because I didn't know who she was anymore. Red Hollow went back to normal after that. The noise returned, the gossip shifted, and my name was slowly cleared. But some things didn't go back. I still wake up some mornings with that same silence, that same feeling, like my mind isn't entirely mine. Because if memories can be rewritten, how do you ever know what's real?